So we're asking the customer to select their choice. So if you, all right, shall we begin? The customer select. All right, so once you select, we want to now move on to the next one, which is the onboarding. So let me put the right, please select one of the following options by pressing on the button. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to start with the registration. So here we'll start with registration. All right. So this is the first dialog. Once the customer selects any of these buttons, you want to now send them to the registration menu. All right. Now, how do we do that? To do that, we will use the Chatbot Receive option. So the activity here is that the customer selects yes. Once you select yes, what happens? Now, the yes is the Chatbot Receive, what customer responded with. To receive what the customer sent or purchased, use the user input. So I drag and drop it here, and then I'll create a keyword. So one, I can create a keyword here. I can equally create a keyword from here by coming to this side. But to make it faster, you can just quickly create one and then two. Once you are done, you can come to the keyword and then enter the synonym. So this is two. So instead of just two, if a customer enters this synonym word two, the customer will be able to also access the dialog. And then this is one. You can add as many synonyms as you want, you know. All right. So at this point, I want to direct the customer to the dialog. So I can select this and drag. All right. So if a customer selects yes, I'm going to push the keyword as one. All right. So once it's one, it's going to be recognized by the chatbot as the customer sending one. So if I select the go to dialog, I can select where I want the customer to go. So here I want the customer to go to the registration, and here is it. All right. So if a customer presses yes, it will take the customer to registration. Now let's look at what we can put in the registration. So I'm going to start with maybe a text. Let's get the important maybe stuff out of the way first. And then we ask the customer for the attribute detail. So I'm going to say, what is your full name? All right. So in this attribute, I'm going to create the attribute called full_name. All right. So I've created a container called full name. So when the customer enters the full name, it will be stored in this container for onward processing. And then the second point is I want the customer to provide their just 1 second. I'm going to create another dialog attribute called mobile number. So we ask the customer to send your mobile number. So I'm going to create a new one called mobile call number. Okay. going to create another one, just making it brief. So now to even make it more interactive, you can put some text in between. So once the customer enters the mobile number, you want to say, okay, moving on with some emoji, smiling emoji, and say, what is your email address? This is only for the registration. Okay. So I would create an attribute called email and a flag ID. Okay. And then I would create another one. So would we get your address? And then create another attribute. Let me make it more fun. We need your cookie at least. So if you do not want to share the rest of your address, then share your cookie. Okay. So I'm going to create the cookie. Okay. Now I'm going to create another attribute that will be done soon. Let me put this one here. All right. And then create another attribute. Okay. So why do you want to attend? So I'll give it, and then we can work on that. All right. And I'll add one more, let's say, and finally, add another attribute. Where did you hear about the show or about the conference? So the customer can provide their feedback. Okay. So we kind of have a lengthy. So once the customer has entered everything, you can just climax the conversation. All right, now before we confirm your registration, you should okay, so I'll just leave it. All right, so click on the button below to confirm your registration. So I'm going to add some 2 buttons here. Yeah, so confirm. I'll just use this one. So let me just remove it. Okay, so I'll just use confirm with a pushback of 1. That's the keyword, or cancel with a putback of 2. All right. So let me use the bot receive element to receive the feedback from the customer. Remember, the keyword has already been created, 1 and 2. So I just go in to select it and then indicate the dialog. So for the registration confirmation, I can just drop a text here and say, okay, thank you for your confirmation. Your registration has been received and an email will be sent to you soon. All right, so this will be for the registration. And then we have the cancellation. You can also leave a text, say, sorry, okay, your application has been cancelled. Send hi to start again. All right. So just for you to see how simple it is to do this without a line of code. And then, okay. So you can see this is all the information we are gathering from the customer. And once that is done, you are good to go. So we can test this one. First of all, you can test it from this simulator environment. Before I do that, let me show you something. So for each of the attributes, we have an option to indicate. So the user input, we have an option for you to ensure customers are entering the right thing. So for the dialog, we have fallback. Now, if a customer consistently enters the wrong feedback, what action do you want to perform? If you have some fallback dialog, you can send them to the fallback. For example, you can have a fallback dialog saying that, sorry, customer, the input you entered is incorrect. Please try again. All right. Else, you can just send them to the default dialog where it will take them back to this one for them to continue from there. So I selected that, and then I'm going to, once the customer selects no, you can also drop a message if they don't want to fill. All right. Please send hi to continue. Please send hi to continue later. All right. And then we have the registration option. So for this attribute, you want to also ensure that there's a fallback. All right. So here I'm going to select the default. If a customer is entering the wrong information, you want to send some dialog message to them to get them to enter the right thing. If not, you can send them to any of the dialogues you want the customer to be sent to. So I have this also here. I'm going to select the default dialog. Yes, selecting the default dialog. And then default dialog for this as well. Okay. So once we are done, all we have to do is to activate the chatbot. And then the customer will be able to engage the chatbot through the chat session. So I'm going to show you the WhatsApp. All right, so this is my WhatsApp page. So once the customer sends a hi, you would receive a message just as we have designed over here. So let me see. Just a moment. I think Let me check. I want to be sure that there's no other chatbot running. Okay. All right. I'm going to run it again. All right. So I'm going to run it again. I hope I have enough credit. Just one moment. I think I know why. Just a second. I was forwarded to a live agent. So I'll just close that conversation. All right. So I'm going to send a hi again. And you would notice something, that most of the messages that I expect were being sent in this sequence. Now, you can also delay the sequence at which the message is coming. So if I send a hi, if the customer sends a hi and you respond with a hey, you can delay maybe 3 seconds or 2 seconds or 1 second before the other one comes. But in this case, yeah, it came in some milliseconds. So, hey, I see you're interested in that, you know. So we are asking the customer to confirm by pressing 1. So you can either type 1 or you can say yes. So if I click on this button, it begins to ask me for the information. So I enter my full name. So go to, okay. Now, what is your email address? This is only for registration. So here, you give the customer the option to enter. So I'm going to enter just@gmail.com. Okay. So I'm going to do plain text road. Okay, to learn digital skills. Okay, so to go at. All right, so click on the below button to confirm your registration. So once I click on confirm, then the next action, yeah, thank you for your confirmation. Your registration has been received and an email will be sent to you soon. I mean, so in this demo, I didn't include the option to send an email, but just to demonstrate to you the journey, how the journey can look like. And I'm going back to the answers chatbot. Now you see the journey, how it looks like. So exactly what we wanted, we are seeing that within the chatbot. So on the main default menu, you can see all of this information being presented, as you can see. All right, so basically this is the rule-based keyword interaction. Now, if you want to make it conversational, when I say conversational, you want customer to come to your chatbot and say, oh, hello, how are you? I need location to your office. Now, at the moment, if I type this, the chatbot is still going to take me to the default page. all right, which is the option that allows you to onboard yourself. Now we want the chatbot to understand the intent of the customer and then allow the customer to get what they want through the conversational interaction with the chatbot. So now let's look at that using the intent. So we're going to see how to achieve that using the intent. So let's move on to that. But before then, please, if there's any question, kindly drop it on the chat. I think I can see some questions here. Can we get the PDF version, please? Or of the chat, sorry, of the presentation, yeah, I can send it to you. What type of chatbot do you think is the best for beginners? All right, so this is the Answer Chatbot by Infobip. And for beginners, you can consider going with the keyword-based chatbot where you only do rule-based conversation. So once a customer sends a hi to your chatbot, you want to guide the customer through your chatbot so that they don't get lost. Because not many people really know what they are looking for when they come to your chatbot. So the best way to start as a beginner is the keyword-based chatbot. So basically, that is that. And then, what is the difference between a chatbot and then intelligent virtual system? All right. So I think the chatbot and intelligent. So what you mean by intelligent? You mean the AI, right? I hope that's what you mean by AI. You can reply on the chat if you heard me. But essentially, the chatbots and then the AI can mean almost the same because the AI works together with the AI itself is also a chatbot, but it's more conversational. So the difference between the two, I will try to explain them in a form of in using the keyword-based and then the intent-based chatbot. So, so the difference I would say is that the keyword-based chatbot mostly is driven by the keyword recognition. So let's say if a customer enters 1, if you tell the customer press 1, all right, those are the keyword-based chatbot. All right, so it's driven by keyword recognition. And these are words that you are adding to the chatbot backend. All right, configuration and providing the synonym of those words to be treated the same way as the keyword. So over here, I see 2. So I have 2 here. Now, if I type, I'm going to type, let's say, 2, all right, as a synonym keyword. Now, I expect that once I run it, I'm going to show you how that works. So that's the keyword-based interaction. Okay. Now, if I type, instead of typing no or pressing no, I can just type 2. When I press 2, the chatbot will understand the response from the customer. Please send a hi to continue later. And that is exactly what we were trying to do over here. If a customer enters 2, we say, thanks, please send hi to continue later. And that is because the attribute we have defined, the keyword we have defined over here, we mentioned that if a customer enters 2, then it should take the same action. All right, so it's mostly driven by the keyword base. And then of course, this is much simpler version of chatbot, but must additionally cater to as many user responses as possible to avoid ending up in a fallback loop. All right, so you need to create as many synonyms as possible to ensure that the customer doesn't fall back in a loop. All right. So, and then the AI chatbot also is driven by intent. All right, so the intent-driven chatbots are mostly driven by Infobip AI engine. All right, so we have our own AI engine, and it works on a combination of keywords and machine learning to achieve a smart and almost self-service chatbot. So all of that would have to be defined within the intent, which we are going to be doing now to get a better understanding of it. So I hope this has answered your question. Okay, the AI. Okay, so I'm saying that the intent-driven chatbots are driven by Infobip AI engine. All right, so as I mentioned, Infobip has its own AI engine that has been designed for the chatbot builder. And it works on a combination of keywords and machine learning to achieve a smart and almost self-service chatbot. I hope you got that. So this gives you intent refers to the goal and the goal the customer has in mind when chatting with the chatbot. At least 2 trained intent is required for proper recognition. So I'm going to create a few intents. So the first intent, I'm going to call it office location. And then the second intent, I'm going to call it about Africa digital conference. Okay. All right. So okay. Now once you've created the name, you can now define the phrases. All right. So now we're going to have a phrase called, let's say, so I mean, our chatbot builder allows you to create a minimum of 10 phrases. So it's very important that when we are creating the phrase, we create a minimum of 10 to ensure that customers are able to fall within that intent. So I'm going to office location can be one intent, office address can be another intent, office building, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Address of the application. Just trying to add a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 more. Looking at demonstration. Okay. I'll add some few more as we go along. Just 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to create a dialog called office locations. And in this dialog, I would say, okay, so our office currently located at location. Okay, so I use the all right, so get an address, and then I'll share a GPS coordinate. So I'm going to pick a map, maybe Africa digital conference office address. Okay, I think I can pick something from here. Yeah, I think this one will do. And then I'll share the GPS. So for the GPS, we could even use our element for location. So we have an element here. I'll just share with you. All right, this one. So if you have your GPS coordinates, you can just input the GPS coordinate. So enter longitude and latitude. So I'm going to copy. Found one on Google. So let me just copy that. Okay. So once you share the address, you share the GPS coordinates, and the customer would receive it. So we're going to use the intent for that purpose. So let me quickly add a few of the intent. All right, so 2 more, then I'm done. Okay. So the creation of intent really needs planning. I'll take off this one so that we don't spend too much time on that. All right, so if you want to create an intent, you need to really plan well, especially per our experience. Most people get the intent from the frequently asked questions. So if you have frequently asked questions, you can pick a number of keywords the customers mostly use in engaging your business through any of the social media channels. including WhatsApp. So usually your contact center team would gather this information and know what are the intents of customers most of the time in order to engage them using this intent keyword. So it really helps you to plan the intent build up so that customers can be able to receive the right answers to their questions during the chatbot conversation. Okay, please ask the question. Sorry, I didn't see that. Should in case someone type just the location or address, is the question going to be recognized? Yeah, the question is going to be recognized. So we'll demonstrate that for you to see. And then the Kweku is asking, I have a few questions on linking the website, etc. Okay, linking the website. Can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for the presentation. All I wanted to ask is there a way you can link, let's say, a WordPress site, and then when the person does the registration on the chatbots on WhatsApp, it will register the person on the website?
Yes.
Without using APIs?
Without using API?
Yeah.
So you can have a chatbot also on the website through the live chat. I don't know if that's what you wanted to know. Or you want...
Not on the website. So the person is using the WhatsApp. Okay. And then probably, let's say it's a WooCommerce site, and then the person has to register via the WhatsApp to make an order, not necessarily using your product system. Okay. So you want, so essentially, if I understand your question, you want to know if customers can still place an order via WhatsApp and the order can sync with your WooCommerce platform to process the order to the customer. Yes, that is possible. You can do that, but essentially you would need API integration. And we have an API element that helps you to achieve that, because on the chatbot, I believe that you would have displayed the product catalog for the customer. The customer will select the product they want to buy. And then once they select it, they enter the quantity and then the amount they want to pay. This information will be forwarded to your CRM. Unless maybe the mobile payment, the payment will be processed differently. But in the end, the information would have to be sent to your CRM for reconciliation and processing. But if you want to have a separate database for it, then that is fine. But if you have to integrate with your CRM, then you will need to have API integration. So the API will be required. I don't know if that answers your question. Yes, I get. And also, do you have a reselling platform for people who want to resell? Okay, all right.
We do. So we have a complete reselling white labeling package where you can resell the solution to your customer.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. And of course, we also have a partnership deal where you can partner with us, Infobip, to also sell the solution to your customers on much more revenue service, which you can have further conversation when, if you are interested, you can reach out to us.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
So I have this intent engine here. So I'm going to now link it to our office location address. Now, to do that, you can see I have the dialog name called office location. You would need to select what intents need to invoke this dialog. And this is where we have so I have an intent called office location. You can see from here. Let me give it a better name, intent. So if you come to the dialog,
you will see the option to select the intent. So anytime a customer enters any keyword that is close to, that falls within the phrases defined within this intent, then the customer would receive the dialog. All right, so I'll just jump straight to test it. So all right. Just for a minute. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to send a hi, but before I do that, let me ensure that each of the dialogue is able to respond to the intent. So now before you can do that, you have to always ensure that if a customer sends a hi, which is not defined within the intent, and then maybe another dialogue take over, let's say the default dialogue, all right, you want to ensure that this default dialog also has the option to allow the intent engine to be processed. This would help you to bypass the feedback that the chatbot would ensure you enter. So for example, please select one of the following options. If you don't have this enabled, it will keep looping you to the default menu. But once I have the intent engine enabled, I think I did enable the intent engine to process user input. Once you have it enabled, customer would be routed to the dialog based on the intent. Now the same applies to this one. So I'm going to enable that. All right. And then, yeah. Okay. So here, if I enter any of these keywords, any keyword that falls within the intent I've defined here, it should be able to display the dialog. So, hello, Africa Digital Conference team. Please, do you just typing it a long statement so that you understand how the chatbot is able to pick the intent from your message. Do you have office address you can share with me? All right, so I'm going to send. You get it. So I sent a whole long sentence, but the chatbot would look at the intent engine. Would look at the intent of the customer. So I see office address here. All right. So based on the keyword I've entered within my conversation, the chatbot would understand what you're looking for and then share the details with you accordingly. So I hope this really, the intent engines phases are quite more. So if you have to do, you have to do 10, 10, 10 for each of them. But essentially, this is how it works. You just make sure that for each of the intent, you have a minimum of 10 phrases, but you can do as many as you want so that your chatbot would easily respond to the customer based on their responses. This really helps when you want to define frequently asked questions in a more conversational manner. So once the customer comes, they will think they are interacting with a human being, but at the back end, it's the chatbot that is responding to the customer's concern. So if I type, okay, hello, it will take me to the main dialog. All right, so it's taking me to the main dialog. And instead of pressing any of these buttons, I can say, where is your office location? Once I do that, it will take me to that dialog. So you can see. So essentially, that's how the intent also works. Is there any question on that? Okay. So we can also quickly look at some quick menu-based, keyword-based menus. So let me just deactivate this for you to see. All right, so I'm going to create another keyword-based menu here. So let's say main menu, and then I type, okay. All right, so the chatbot builder supports images. So if you have an image and you want to put on the chatbot, you can do that with text. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how you could do that as well. So I'm going to pick one. I'll just take a screenshot of this slide, just so you can. Okay. I'll pick an image from their website. So I'll use this one. Okay. Let me just pick one another. Okay. Okay. Just to demonstrate to you how you can use the. I'll do a drag and drop. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to drag the image onto the builder. And so you can place it on the desktop. Okay. All right, so I'm going to drag and drop it here. Instantly, it gets loaded. Then you can enter your details, So for example, I can select a menu here, say one for about digital skills conference 22. And then I can add another one, 2 for register, and then and then 3 for office location. So whatever I've done, I'm just going to link it to this for you to see how that also works. So I'm going to take my responses. I'll add one more keyword, which is 3. Okay. And then the other keyword is 1 and then 2. Let me
arrange it in an orderly manner. Okay, so if you want it to, if you don't want it to loop, you can always fall back to the default, but you can create a custom message that you want to display to the customer when they want to fall back. So this allows you to, okay, I can enable intent here. Now, let me just explain this one. If you want to repeat, let's say a customer enters a message wrong. If you're asking the customer to enter 1, 2, or 3, and they are entering anything outside the keyword you have defined, you can define a message here. Sorry, your input is not correct. Please try again. All right, so you can indicate how many times you want this to be repeated. So I can say repeat it 2 times. If the customer still enters the wrong thing, fall back to this. All right, so you want to fall back to the default dialog, all right, to ensure that you are keeping the customer on track. So basically that's how this works. Now I'm going to create a dialog here. So if a customer enters 1, what dialog will take to the customer? And then option 3. Okay, so if a customer enters 1, we are going to direct the customer to about digital skills conference. So create a new one here called about that. And then maybe I can pick information from here just to show you. All right, so I just pick the first one. To give it a proper formatting, and then use the WhatsApp formatting to format it properly. So you can do that. Okay, so the first one will go to About Us, which is this one. The second menu will go to the Register, which is registration. And then the third one will go to the office location, which is this one. All right. Okay. So going to add a synonym for the 3. All right. So this time around, when the customer enters hello, we will not take the customer to this menu. All right, we'll take the customer straight to this dialog. So the main menu dialog. So to do that, I'll just duplicate this and then delete this one. Okay. All right. So, all right. So for the purpose of this demo, once the customer sends a hi, they are redirected to the default menu, but then I'm going to redirect them to the main menu, which is this one, main menu. Usually, if you want to direct the customer directly to the main menu, I can create an intent, which is the welcome intent or main menu intent. And then I create several keywords like hello, hi, what's up, you know, you can create as many keywords as you want so that if a customer enters any of this, they will be directed directly to the main menu. But in this scenario, once the customer sends a hi, I'll just direct them to the main menu. So let's see how that works. quickly. Let me delete the intent, not a complete one. So, okay. So I'm going to send a hi. Okay. I'm starting it again. All right, so let me clear the screen. All right, so I'm going to send a hi, and immediately you get the images that you created to make it more interactive and add some graphics to it. This really gives you that ability to do that. So, you know, about digital code conference, if I select one, it will take me to that. And then, of course, if I want to register and I select two, it will take me to the register menu. Now, over here, it's asking me to enter 1, 2, or 3. Now, if I enter anything outside of this, it's going to show that error. Sorry, you entered the wrong, your input is incorrect. Please try again. If I try the second time, it will repeat the same message. Then the third time, it will take me to the default menu. So basically, this is how I did it, you know. So that's how that works. So if I select about digital code conference, it will take me to the menu or the dialog, which is this about the digital code conference. So as you can see, it's very easy. Let me see if I enable the intent. Yeah. So at this point, I can ask what's your location? What's your office location? And then the chatbot would respond based on the intent of the customer. All right. So it's a combination of keyword and then AI. You can have all of this combined to give the customer the best user experience of your chatbot. So basically, this is what I wanted to show you. Let me know if you have any further questions. I would want to spend some time to answer them. Is my co-host there? Okay. So is there any question? I hope that the chatbot builder looks very simple for you to build a chatbot. In fact, if you want to build a chatbot within an hour, you can build a whole complex chatbot without any line of code. Okay. All right. So integration with WhatsApp. Yes. Yes. So if you are okay, so for a clothing brand, you have different choices. All right. If you look at this chatbot builder, we do have catalog. We do have catalog. We do have list. So let me say, for instance, you want to display a list of items for customers to be able to select what they want. You can use this list. All right. You can use this list. I'll show you how that works. And then if you want to be able to also showcase your products to customers to select, they can select the quantity they want. They can select
you know, any of these options, you can also use the single or multi-product. So we have the single, and then we have the multi-product. But to use this, all of this has to be configured with your Meta account or your Facebook account to be able to use them. So if you select it, for instance, you can display the list of all your products. So product items, product attributes, you can display all of them using this tool. The same goes for the single product. All right. I can't demo on this because I need to have a configuration with Meta or Facebook to be able to display a list of products. But essentially, the catalog ID would be required from the Facebook account or Meta account. You know, so it works similar to product catalog. So if you come to, let me see if I can find it. Okay, don't have it here, but it works similar to the Facebook WhatsApp business account. I think I don't have it here. I would have shown you how it works, but essentially it works similar to that. So you can display the list of all the products you have so that customers will be able to select and even select the quantity they want to be able to buy the product. So yeah, let me see if I can show you something from here. I did just want to show you just 1 second. If only I have it. Okay. Okay, I don't have it there. Okay. Yeah, so you can use the WhatsApp to showcase the product for the customers. So especially for the creating a clothing brand who doesn't have a website, you can use this tool, this element to display the product for the customer. And then this list, so for example, this list, I said, kindly select your product from the list. And then you can come here and then probably have a list called, let's say, Captain, pardon my spelling. So you can have a menu called Captain, a dialog called Captain. You can also have another dialog called maybe Shed. All right, so Shed, with a short description. All right, these are white. All right, so you can have as many of them. So once the customer opens the WhatsApp, they'll be able to see a whole list of items for them to select. So this can really help you to achieve that. I don't know if that answers your question. I'll try and see if I can find. Okay. So any further question? It's called Answer. The question is, what is the name of the software? So this is a cloud-based platform. We call it software as a service. So it's basically based on the cloud. You can log in anytime, create your chatbot. Everything is online. So once you get access to a PC, you can log in and then create your chatbot from there. Yeah, I'll share you the link. Just give me a moment. You can go there and create an account for yourself. So I'll share you the link shortly. Okay. Yeah, we have everything on our website. So once you go there, you'll be able to. But so for you to play with it, you can create a self-service. You can go there, create a demo account, and play with it. And if you are interested, our team can engage you. Our sales executive would engage you. And if you are going to process very huge volume, you could be given some discount. All right, so they'll give you the basic prices for the usage of the platform. So I'll show you the link on how you can create it shortly on the group. So the website is infobip.com. Let me see, where can I type it? Okay, so www.infobip.com. Okay. All right. So once you go to infobip.com, you'll get access to all those information. Yeah, the question from Jane Osman. It's not free because even if you want to use the Meta, the WhatsApp, the charges for the usage of the WhatsApp is not free. Facebook charges for it. And then also, we also charge for the usage of the software. I mean, we charge you some fee for using it. So once you reach out to us, you go to our website, you create an account, you try your hands on it, you can reach out to us and we can share with you some cost for you to go through. Any further question? We still have some few minutes. Is there any question? Okay, yeah. So for the PDF, I would let me quickly do that. Yeah, so it's saving. Once it's saved, I'll share it in the group. Okay. And then if you want to create an account, you can go to https://portal.infobit.com. And if you don't have an account, you can just click on the sign up option. All right, and then you'll be able to access https. Yeah. So you can sign up and you would have access to all the tools you need. So it works like this. So once you come to sign up, you enter your detail and then you create an account. If you have a GitHub, you can also use that to log in, including Google. So whichever options you need. And once you sign up, you get access to some free credits to do your test over SMS, email, WhatsApp, Viber, and so many other channels available. Okay, so we have 30 minutes left. Any more questions?
Is this starting 10 a.m.? I have to come anytime.
Are you asking a question? I think your voice is faint. Could you be louder a bit? Oh, for the reseller package. All right, so you would have to reach out to us so that we can walk you through that option. Yeah, quickly. So if you want the reseller package, you can reach out to us and then we'll help you through the process. I'll give you the email address to send the mail to. All right. I'll drop it on the group. So I just dropped it on the group. Hope you got it. So you can drop an email to this and would help you on board. You're welcome, Kweku. So without any further question, I would like to invite my co-host, if she's available.
So what came and you sent her away?
Okay. All right. So I think I have one person hand up. Sebastian Kofi, can you please ask your question? Hello, Sebastian Kofi. Can you, I see your hand up. Can you ask your question?
Sorry, it was a mistake.
Okay, okay, all right. Okay. I hope you learned something new today, and please just reach out to us anytime. And okay, so Gordon Achampon has his hands up. You can unmute yourself and then ask your question.
Okay, yeah, I think, in fact, the network has been very bad today, and that has made me miss some vital parts of the whole thing. I wanted to ask if there can be a PDF version or a recorded version of the whole thing so that I can go over it again.
Okay, yeah, so the session was recorded, and for the training I did on the PowerPoint, I have the PDF version. I would share the same on the chat.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
For all the participants, I'll share with the cohort so they can send an email to all the participants.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Don't mention.